What's going on, guys? My name is George, and welcome to this new series here where I'll be talking about different formations in the game. The first one is going to be the 4-5-1 formation, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to do all of them, but I will do the most important ones, and I will do at least one from each category, which is a 5-back, a 4-back, and a 3-back. And so this one's going to be the 4-5-1 formation, and I have been using this formation for, I used it a lot here in Ultimate Team. But now I haven't used this formation. I use it in career mode a lot. And so, but let's go into the formation itself. 4-5-1, obviously 4-back. We got your center mid right here, left mid, a right mid, two center attacking mids, and our lone striker. What does this formation offer for you in the game? Well, basically this formation for me, and this is just based on my opinions and experiences, this formation is very attacking, very offensive, and not too defensive at all. Some people might disagree with that statement because you do have a center mid. Obviously, you got your 4-back, and your right mid, left mid might come back or track back and defend. But actually, this formation is really It's really more of an attacking formation, and the reason that being is because you have two center attacking mids that are always going to go forward with your striker up top. And most of the time, your left mids and right mids are not going to be, are not going to have defensive work rates, for the exception of this guy right here, which is Islam. And this team, I just built it really quick, so there's nothing special about this team. I just built it so I can do this right here. So don't worry too much about that. But yeah, so like I said, this formation is very attacking, and the reason that is I just said because it's got two center attacking mids, your left mid and right mid, but the reason why it's not defensive is because you only have one center mid, and a lot of people go wrong with this formation when they make a big mistake, and that mistake is that they put a center mid that is not really a really good center mid. If you're gonna put whoever you're gonna put in there, you have to put someone that's really tall, that has a little bit of quite some pace, at least more than 70 if you can, and good defensive stats. And that's because that's the only center mid you're gonna have there, and it's not even gonna be a center defensive mid. It's gonna be a center mid. So you're gonna have a tough time if you are playing against a team with three center mids or two center defensive mids. They're gonna overrun your midfield easily, and your center attacking mids are obviously gonna be on top because they are attacking mids. And unless you have left mid and right mid with defensive work rates, like at least a medium or a high defensive work rates, you're gonna have a tough time going up against teams with a 4-3-2-1 or 4-3-3 because they're gonna be able to attack. And if your right backs and left backs go up a lot, if they have a high attacking work rates, you're gonna be in for trouble too. So that's one of the things you should consider for the 4-5-1 formation. And we're going to jump into some gameplay and see how this formation sorts out in the field. All right, guys, here we are with the game. And as you can see right here, we have the team spread out. It's a little better to understand all that I was talking about, all that gibberish. But here we are. And as you can see right here, our center mid, Galopa. I'm not sure of his work rates, but let's talk about the bad things about this formation. The first one has got to be obviously the center mid. You only have one, and that is a big problem because if you're gonna get attacked from the middle with a 4-3-3 formation, it's going to be a nightmare for you. Your midfield is basically gonna be ran over because you're not gonna have a midfield. It's as simple as that. Only one center mid, and if that center mid decides to go up, decides to attack for any reason, you're gonna get on the counterattack through the middle, and you might get scored on. That's the first and probably the most or the biggest flaw about this formation. The next one is going to be the striker. You only have one, and I suggest that you get a striker that is never gonna go down, that is never gonna defend. And the reason why is because you don't want to have no one on top, right? You want to have someone that's gonna score the goals for you, and that has to be your striker. We got to go right here with Osvaldo, but that's not relevant to this. But yeah, if your striker is not good, and if it doesn't have good work rates, like let's say you want to have him have a high attacking work rate, and if possible, a low defensive work rate or a medium defensive work rate at most. But you must not have him at a high defensive work rate, because he will never be there to get the goals for you, and that's going to be a huge problem. So just be careful with that. The next, third and final flaw that I have about this formation, it's got to be that, you know, sometimes your left mids and right mids might not track back, and so you're going to be left with your left back and right back, maybe sometimes in a one-on-one situation. So that's just going to be bad. I think that's it. You know, those three are the biggest bad things about the 4-5-1 formation. Now let's go into the good stuff about the 4-5-1. Well, you have two center attacking mids, and you get your left mid and right mid that attack, and you also get one striker, which means that most of the time you're gonna get a lot of goals with that striker, if like I said, if you pick the right striker with good work rates, and if it's also you want to get him you want to have him be a little bit pacey, you know, more like in the 80s, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get on the counter attacks, and since you only have one, you have to depend on him. The next thing is that this formation is really attacking and really offensive, so that's good. That's good with that, and so I think that's it. You know, I think that's it on this 4-5-1 formation. It's a really good formation if you're really good at defending also, so just consider that. I think that's going to be it for this, guys. We'll have another one. I think the next one is going to be the 4-4-2, which that's the one I'm going to be talking about. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I will see you on the next video. Later.